Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Nonstop Talking with your girl here, Vivian Liu. Today I am going to be talking about the books I DNF'd in 2019. Originally I was going to combine my DNF books with my disappointing books, but my disappointing reads list right now is super long and I'm trying to narrow it down, but I'm finding it difficult, so I decided the first step was to split the DNF and the disappointments. So you're getting the DNF today, and then tomorrow you'll be getting the disappointments. This year I have 5 books that I dropped, or more like I didn't finish in its entirety, and I'll explain as I talk about the books individually. So let's get started. The list is organized by the month that I read them. So number 1 is I'll Have What She's Having, How Nora Ephron's 3 iconic films saved the romantic comedy by Erin Carlson. So I picked this up in January and I dropped it in January pretty much immediately. So what is this about? The author is an entertainment journalist and she wrote a book about Nora Ephron. I hope I'm saying her name right. But yeah, so she wrote a book about Nora, who is famous for the 3 films, When Harry Met Sally, You've Got Mail, and Sleepless in Seattle. So I picked this up because obviously I was super duper interested by the concept and content, but it ended up being not what I expected. I saw some comments on Goodreads say the same thing, so I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one. I barely made a dent in this book just because, yeah, it just wasn't what I thought it would be. And honestly, I do like the cover. I think it's a nice cover and I think the colors are really nice. It's cute, but sadly just what's inside didn't interest me. Next at number 2 is Baby Teeth. I don't think I can say this author's name. So the first name is Z-O-J-E, and then I'm thinking the last name is Stage. God, I'm so bad at this, but I gave this a 1 out of 5. I picked it up in April and I dropped it in April. So synopsis, this book is about a girl who is 7 years old, named Hannah, and she really loves her daddy. She has a mom named Suzette, and Suzette tries really hard to care for Hannah, but Hannah makes it really difficult as like her antics increase in, I guess, like danger, but for some reason the father remains clueless, or like he just can't see it. Originally this book reminded me of the movie The Orphan, and so I thought it was promising, and it started off good and then it like jumped into dull tunnel and never came back out. I believe I got a little bit over halfway and I just skipped to the ending, and I felt like I didn't miss out on anything at all. It was boring. Number 3 is American Royals by Catherine McGee. So I picked this up in October and I dropped it in October. I gave it a 1 out of 5. So for the synopsis, it's so what if the USA has a royal family? So mainly it's focused on the royal children. So there's the eldest, Princess Beatrice, who's like your good girl, groomed to be the first queen. And then there are your twins, Samantha and Jefferson. So Princess Samantha is like the rebel, and then Prince Jefferson is your handsome heartbreaker. And honestly, with that synopsis, wouldn't you be interested in the story? Because I was super excited for its release and I was so like happy to have it in my hands, and I started it and it started off good, and I don't know what happened, like it just lost me. I couldn't connect with the characters, I didn't care for the romance, and like I was listening to it and it just felt like a chore. And after a while I was just like, I think I had like 1 or 2 parts left in the audio, and I just was like, you know what, let's just drag through the boring parts. And I got to the end, and yeah, the end didn't really redeem the story for me either. So technically I did finish the book in its entirety, but because I dragged through so many parts, I feel like this fits more into the DNF category than it does the completed category. But I do have to admit that it was interesting enough for me to stay with it. It just didn't deliver in the end, and I definitely won't be continuing with the series, which I feel really sad about, because like I said, I really do think that the synopsis was like super interesting. Next, number 4 is Priest by Sarah Simone. I picked this up in January, didn't finish it, and then I tried to pick this up again from the beginning in September, and officially I was just like, nope, this book is not for me. So let's see, it's about a priest who decides to break his vow of celibacy, and I really don't know what it is, because honestly I thought like this scandalizing book would be like super interesting, and for some reason like I just from the beginning could not connect with it, and I tried twice, and that's it. That's all I can do. Number 5 is a shocker, and I like feel like I have to justify why it's here, and it's Big Little Lies by Moriarty. I gave this a 3 out of 5. I picked it up in November, and I pretty much had it for all of November, I think. So obviously this is a very popular book, and then it got turned into a show on HBO, and it has 2 seasons right now and a super duper talented cast. And okay, how should I explain this? I found the book to be interesting. I liked the characterization. The characters felt really real. I liked the murder mystery aspect. There was definitely a lot of suspense. But for some reason, and I don't know why, like I can't tell you, I can't pinpoint it, I was just really disconnected with the writing. Like I was listening to it, and then like I just had to stop, and that was constantly what was happening. Like I just couldn't vibe with it, and it couldn't vibe with me, even though like it was actually just really intriguing. It's a really well plotted story, honestly, and so I was able to get to, I think I had like 3 parts of the audiobook left, and I was just like, you know what, I don't think I could do this anymore. So I like skipped to like the last 40 minutes ish. I mean, you could just consider there was like 3 more parts left, and then I just skipped to the last part. And I kind of regretted it, because I thought the ending was like actually pretty good too. Very solid end. So I think it's actually like a good novel. Like I said earlier, like it's really well plotted, but for some reason I just kept disconnecting with the writing, with the story, and yeah, I don't know what happened. So I feel like in this situation, it's a little like American Royals, where like I feel like I finished the book, but I really didn't, because of how much of it I skipped. Actually, I think, which one did I skip more? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I'm not here to discuss that, but yeah, that's my explanation for why I like considered that I DNF Big Little Lies. That's it for the 5 books I officially DNF'd in 2019. Let me know in the comments down below if you DNF'd any books this year. And I will see you tomorrow with my most disappointing reads list. Outro time. Like, comment, subscribe. See you in my next video whenever that is. Bye!